She be watching my streams go up. She be calling me viral.
Hello, my name is Emily. As you
I love Emily, man. She's so funny.
may or may not know, and today we are going to be talking about fan service, specifically in association with Asian media. We're going to be talking about anime, K-pop, and Thai BLs and GLs. Now, fan service is kind of a broad.
Okay, I didn't know K-pop had fan service. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know much about K-pop, so for it to have fan service, that's interesting. That is interesting. I know about anime. Of course, you know about anime. I hate it in anime. I'm going to be honest with you. I absolutely hate fan service in anime. It is the worst thing that has ever happened to anime. I just want to watch the story and enjoy the story and the action and the characters. I do not want fan service in my anime. What? Bro, I hate, like, goon culture is disgusting, bro. Already? Bro made it out. Oh, you made it out of the bad. Bro, I'm not for all that fan service shit, bro. Get that shit out of here, man. What is it? I'm not gonna search it because I'm kind of on like a whole different arc now. I'm a different man. I'm a changed man. Thank you, Jeff. Basically, this woman. Oh, that's disgusting. That is actually sick, bro. There's a lot of like really sick and twisted stuff happening in the world, and that's like, oh, bro. We can't keep doing this, bro. This is Earth, bro. This is Earth.
Broad term, right? It basically means anything that is done to please.
What did you clip? That's what we're doing, Shanghai. That's cool. It's cool, bro. Nah, it's alright, bro. It's alright. Watch out.
The fans of a certain piece of media, you know, just like giving the people what they want in a sense. Now, fan service isn't inherently a bad thing. You know, if you know your audience, of course you're going to want to please your viewers, right? I don't think many creators make something and they're like, wow, this really sucks and I can't wait to piss everyone off with this one. However, we all know that too much of anything can be a bad thing, right? So
I mean, I don't mind like little bits of fan service, but if you're doing like, okay. If it's like
sometimes fan service can be used in
the ones that they use in anime and stuff.
Unnecessary ways, or it can highlight or even create problems within the entertainment industry, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. When you first research the idea of fan service, anime is the first thing that comes up. The term was first coined in Japan, but now, you know, it's used in many different contexts and has become a much broader term. But in regards to anime, bro, fan service is typically associated with...
This isn't the type of fan service I'm talking about, by the way. This stuff, where it's like low-key hentai bro, I'm not trying to see that whilst I'm watching anime, I can't lie. Let me just watch the show.
Gratuitous nudity or things of a sexual nature, mainly to pander to a male audience. Now, of course, there are animes that utilize fan service sparingly or not at all even. However, it is so ingrained into the industry that makers and viewers are all aware of it. You know, there's a reason why people joke about the way women are portrayed in anime, right? Or girls even, which I'm not going to get into right now. Like, was it really necessary to zoom in onto the female character's animated knockers while she's eating a bowl of cereal?
Yeah.
At this point, it's like an anime girl is getting ready for her close-up and she's like, oh, do I need to fix up my makeup? And they're like, oh no, it's not going to be of your face, but what you can do is powder your cleavage. Like, can't she just get from point A to point B without a 10-second cutaway to her gelatinous honka-hungas bouncing like they're bunnies at an agility competition? And you know, fan service has increased in the era of streaming and Crunchyroll and all that stuff because now people
ridiculous,
can watch
bro.
anime in private.
And
Obviously,
then-
it's going to be easier to watch racy anime with boobs and butts galore on your phone late at night in your room rather than, you know, playing it in the family room TV when mom's in the kitchen trying to make oatmeal. And although the general consensus is that fan service can be unnecessary and hinder the viewer's experience, there's some people who love it. They live for it. I mean, there's a reason why it's a phenomenon in the first place. And you know, sometimes you can still have a good storyline alongside a certain degree of fan service, even if you don't care for it. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
makers of anime
Yeah.
probably strategically
I want it
make
gone.
a
I want it
balance
all gone.
because, you
I
know,
think
you
it's
want
weird.
to appeal to as wide of an audience as possible. Because at the end of the day, sex sells, okay? It sells so fast and so well that even underpaid Amazon workers will not be able to keep up, okay? And I imagine that it will continue to sell like that for the foreseeable future. So I imagine that when anime writers are in the writer's room, fan service is going to continue to come up.
Honestly, I feel like we should shorten the entire fight scene. It's taking away from the emotional journey that we initiated in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, we should shorten it.
You know, I'm thinking maybe Hinata doesn't drop her weapon in the sewer and continue the fight underground.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah.
that we could just save that concept for another episode where we can really. Maybe we should include a nip slip.
Meet the Shark Cryoglow.
They're gonna agree. They're gonna be like,
What? We'll pixelate it,
Never
of
mind.
course. Or, you know, put cherry blossoms or Hello Kitty over it or something like that. But, you know, for me, personally, I just, you know, I really feel like it would enrich the plot and the storyline.
in a serious battle, yeah? But that's really how they be moving.
How so? What about just some cleavage?
What?
Just like an inch or two, okay? Nothing crazy. Anyways, yeah, let's cut the fight scene short since Hinata just came from her mother's funeral. And what if her mom's corpse had some tasteful cleavage? What are you
That's-
talking about? Or maybe when Hinata is crying at the funeral, she's sobbing so hard that her boobs are kind of, you know, jiggling with her weeps.
Dude, what is wrong
that
with
is
you?
crazy.
Listen, I'm just thinking about what the people want to see.
That's
No
really
one
how they
wants
think,
to
though.
see that. Oh, I'm sure some people do. Okay, maybe some people.
The next facet of fan service that I want to talk about is K-pop.
Bro, the reason why it's hopeless for you to avoid is because that's the type of shit you're watching anyways. You're watching the... Oh, bro. I don't even know what to say for you, bro. That's tragic. That's tragic. Tragic. Huh. That's so crazy.
Pop. And before I get into this, listen, I'm a K-pop fan. I think that we've known this, okay? But I just want to reiterate that because even though I am a fan,
You're
I'm still
sick.
able to
You're
look
sick.
at certain aspects of the industry and critically think. Now, fan service can include a lot of things,
He is
like
too far
Aegyo
gone.
acting flirty towards fans, even treating the fans like they are their significant other in a way. Now, I know some of you are probably going to want me to talk about fan service in regards to interactions between same-sex members, but I'm saving that for a different day. So I just want to say that so I don't get people commenting, why didn't you talk about this? Now, anyways, fan service is a big part of the K-pop industry, although I would say that it's probably decreased in recent
Not
years.
by a ton. Wait, hold on.
A big part of the K-pop industry, although I would say that it's probably
Not by a ton. I've seen more idols not wanting to do anything.
decreased in recent years. It's still a significant reason as to why K-pop fans are so loyal and dedicated. The parasocial relationship between K-pop
It's
idols
weird,
and their
man. You
fans
can't do
seems to be
this.
more intense than that of Western artists because K-pop idols really feed us with the fan service until our stomachs are the size of a baby beluga whale. And if someone asks a K-pop idol if they have a significant other, they tend to say things like, oh, my heart belongs to my fans, or insert fandom name here is my girlfriend.
Need a girlfriend?
No, we
Are you looking?
we got armies. We got like thousands of girlfriends today in here at Microsoft Arena, so we don't worry. No need to worry.
Crazy. This is a bit
나
dark for
사랑해.
fan service
여자친구 해도
though.
돼? 하지만 난 여자야. 하하하. 해도 되죠?
I thought our eyes met. I thought we had something. What happened?
There's even segments on variety shows.
That's really unhealthy. I'm not gonna lie. That's really bad, actually. That's a lot worse than I was expecting. Like that's like the whole parasocial like relationship thing there. That's kind of wild, actually. Yeah, bro. That's quite sad. Let me open this in mod view. Sorry, I'm just opening up Twitch. I just realized I forgot to put this up on my story. I'll do it after this video.
Where they ask the idols to like say a good night or good morning call to their fans as if they are their boyfriend or girlfriend. Now, asking how we are, communicating with fans directly, and playfully pretending like the fans are the idol's significant other.
Weird.
These are all things that are very ingrained within the K-pop industry and might not really seem like a big deal on the surface because it's just what we're all used to. It's almost what we expect of them. And honestly, as long as you consume this media responsibly, there really shouldn't be any issue. Because to be honest, I ate it up. Of course I do. I hear Sana say something like, oh, once is my boyfriend. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's me. Like, me? But of course I know at the end of the day,
bro.
this is just their jobs, you know? It's not like I actually
Oh, shut up, Figo. Whatever,
feel any
bro.
ownership over these idols. Because this behavior, it can create an unhealthy parasocial relationship between
yes, it
the idol and the
can.
fan for fans who are not as like well-adjusted.
It's just
There are a
obsession.
number of fans who do feel this ownership over the idol. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why idols have such a hard time maintaining a dating life, right? And on the one end, it's like, okay, the fan is being delusional and it feels, you know, this ownership over the idol, but then the idol industry kind of eggs that on and almost promotes that type of mindset so that they're more likely to like buy the albums and buy the posters
It's
and watch the
ridiculous,
variety
bro.
shows. But I do think that the industry has gotten more lenient and idols have gotten a little bit more comfortable setting boundaries. So for the fans who feel like they know their favorite idols on a personal or almost romantic level, I am so sorry to say this, but when they say that they love you, they don't. Of course they may love their fans as a whole.
Yeah,
and they're
but it's
very
not like-
grateful for the support that they get because they wouldn't be where they are without it. But when they are performing this fan service, it's not
Fappa does make sense,
for
I can't
you
lie.
to
Especially
feel
based on what you just
special
said about fan
necessarily.
service.
Or maybe
But bro, so far I don't know which one is more concerning, the anime one or the K-pop one, because the K-pop one is like a whole like parasocial relationship, and like the other one's more like, I don't know, what's the word, it's a whole culture around it. It's just disgusting, bro, and it encourages people to do stuff they shouldn't be doing, bro. Go outside, bro. Touch some grass.
it is for you to feel special so that you'll buy things. It's just a part of the gig, you know? I'm sure there
The anime one is normal for every adult male with testosterone in his veins. Do you think it's normal to be exposed to that frequently? I don't think that's normal. I disagree with that.
agencies train them on how to do fan service and how to interact with fans in a certain way so that they love them and adore them and are
Is there
willing to
fan
drive up
service in one part?
sales.
There is a little
So
bit,
what we
I
need
think.
to work on now is fan service.
Okay, yes.
My groupies. I don't think I'll have... Will I have any? I don't know. I can't speak on that currently. But I feel like I'd rarely like interact with them or see them. Green haired girl. Yeah. I forgot her name, but yeah, that is an example of fan service in One Punch Man.
Sure. What do I need to do? So we need to make sure that fans fall in love with you. I'm serious. So if anyone ever asks about your dating history or if you're seeing anybody, what do you say?
That I am single and not ready or willing to mingle? No, okay? You say, my heart belongs to Slobber, okay? Slobber is my boyfriend.
Slobber?
Yes, that's the fandom name.
That's a crazy
Why? Because I was thinking about it, right? And slobber is kind of like a chin goo, if you will, right? Like a chin goo.
친구, like friend in Korean. So when you call them slobber, it's like you're calling them your 친구 or your 친구, like your friend.
No, yeah, I understand.
It's good, right?
It is impactful.
Very. It's scary.
Anyways, they're gonna ask you to do this on probably lots of variety shows. Okay, we should practice it now. Say a good morning call to your fans.
Good morning, slobber is crazy.
Morning.
When I got my 2A.
You know, the other day somebody complained about me having ads on my stream.
You're going to be late for work. No, don't do it so straightforwardly like that. Okay, you have to do it like you're their girlfriend. Do you understand?
Okay, yeah, I think I got it.
Wake up! Oh, who is Melanie and why do you have a picture of her singular nipple on your phone? Okay, it's not even a flattering nude, just a close-up shot of the areola. What? No. What was that? Sorry, that's my personal experience. Do it in a cute way. Okay? You want to woo your fans, not scare them off. What is wrong with you?
Okay, all right, sorry, I'm new to this.
You need to do it in a cutesy and feminine way, okay? Like this.
Ew, stop!
Yeah, that's not.
Don't do that. The last
I don't
aspect of
hear
fan service
anymore.
that I want to talk about today is in the Thai BL and GL industry.
Okay, I don't know
and
what
if
this
you
is
thought
now.
that K-pop stands were intense, you're in for a treat. I'm almost scared to talk about this. So Thai BLs and GLs are same-sex love stories. BL stands for boy love and GL stands for girl love. And we love. We love that. Now, I've never watched BLs before, but recently the first like highly produced GL just came out. It's called Gap the Series. And y'all know that I was sad for that. I was literally like, no one talk to me for the next few weeks because I have to concentrate on this. So before I say what I'm about to say, keep in mind that I am a big fan of the show, okay?
I thought I uncensored the word gay.
This show was very successful, okay? I think it being the first highly produced Thai GL gave it a lot of attention, it gained a lot of traction, and then people were just invested in the storyline, and they really, really enjoyed watching the actresses interact outside of the show. Because, to be frank, they were feeding us with the fan service whenever there was a camera around, okay? Yum yum. It can be cute and entertaining to watch two attractive people flirt with each other and be cutesy, especially if they're in a piece of romantic media that you're consuming.
Okay.
And with that being said, a
Yo, what's
large
up,
part
man?
of this industry is fan service. And when we talk about fan service in this particular instance, it mainly has to do with the interactions of the actors outside of the show,
So
you know,
that's-
like in real life. It seems like there's obviously a written narrative
So that's like
for
the
the
thing
show,
where they're
but
trying to
there's
like
also
they're trying to sell that they have a relationship outside of the show and kind of give off this vibe that I don't know. I guess they're still acting whenever there's a camera around, if that makes sense. It's like people will say like you know how like recently when when actors are in like the same show or they're in movies together and then you see like videos of them and they'll do interviews and all sorts of stuff together and it kind of sells that idea that they're friends on and off screen when in reality they probably barely know each other, to be honest. Like they just work together, they're co-workers at
also
most.
a narrative off screen as well. And although I'm not an avid consumer of this type of media, I've really only watched a few GLs, it seems to me that it would be very hard to gain an audience if these pairs did not engage in fan service. A lot of these fans become 100% convinced that, you know, these actors are in love with each other in real life. And if
this
I
is
were to say,
psychotic.
you know, maybe it's just to generate a profit, it would be like I just told them gravity wasn't real and also I skinned your dog alive and hit your mom with my car.
Yeah.
And because the fans' intense dedication is largely due to the narrative that the actors are a couple in real life, if one of the actors gets exposed for having a significant other who is not the other actor they're paired with, all hell breaks
Yeah, I
loose.
can imagine.
It's
Bro,
like the second
these last two seem a bit more like psychotic. Like when I'm comparing them, I think anime fan service suddenly doesn't sound that bad. Suddenly. They're talking about like fan service and like anime, K-pop, and she said what, BL and GL. stories. BL and GL, I don't know what they were.
Coming of Christ in a bad way. Do religious people think that's good or bad?
I still think it's disgusting, bro. What are you talking about? Anime fan service is sick, bro. I'm not trying to see that. Like, sometimes I'll genuinely, like, not even sometimes, most of the time, no, not even most of the time, all of the time, I'm just trying to watch the story. I'm trying to enjoy the action, the story, just the character, all of it, bro. And then I'm being hit with fan service, and I'm like, bro.
Coming of Christ. If they believe in him, they probably would be happy he's back. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. People get really, really upset, especially if that person is of the opposite sex. And it's very nuanced, you know, when things like this happen, people start throwing around accusations like they're queer baiting, they're betraying the LGBT community and just using them for fame and clout. They talk about like the ethics of straight people portraying gay people in LGBT media, which I'm not going to dive into all of that right now because it's just a lot. But the point is that these fans can feel a huge sense of betrayal from the actors because they were fed this narrative that they're together and that they're in love. And when that turns out to not be true,
are you sure?
It's devastating for them and it can really ruin that entertainer's image. I mean, one of the girls from the GL that I watched was exposed for having a boyfriend and it was so bad. And then her boyfriend was actually a part of a BL ship too. So it was a double heterosexual whammy of despair. For example, here are some tweets from fans after the news broke. For me, this love is now over. I have no hope for Billy and Sing. I respect their decision, but this is really too much.
It did.
My heart can't take it anymore.
It's actual mental illness,
dreams,
bro.
My love,
There's
they
like
deserve it. I only regret the support I gave. The incident became worse.
The obsession is
Some people attempted
crazy.
suicide because of this incident. Some fans drank until their stomachs bled, and many true love fans could not eat or sleep well.
Because of a fake relationship. Are you serious, bro?
It's your...
Like, damn. And then the one guy, like, his Instagram comments page, it's just horrendous. And, you know, this whole thing is somewhat of a complicated situation because the fans are delusional. They're being downright delusional and sometimes downright hateful. But then again, this industry thrives off of that delusion and kind of needs that delusion in order for their media to be successful. So it's like... It's okay, what now? And also for the actors, it's like if they want to be successful in that particular industry, they're gonna have to do the fan service.
I mean, if they gotta get it bad, they're gonna get it bad.
For me personally, it's one thing if, you know, we're flirting and acting.
I don't know. I feel like people need to start their own lives. They need to go do their own thing. I feel like celebrity culture, like as a whole, is just we've let it spiral to a point where it's crazy now. Like, why are we out here? Why are we so invested in everybody's lives? You know, like I feel like we all are at this point. Like, there's always something new. Like, if some kind of drama happens with a streamer, you'll be like, oh, yo, do you see what happened with this streamer? You see what happened to that streamer? Like, yeah, it's just everywhere, bro. There's no place where somebody isn't obsessing with somebody, you know? I mean, most of us, though, we're okay. Like, we're cooling. It's like a romantic version of, yeah. Also, I don't know if you could say that in, I don't know if you could say that on thingy. I'm gonna remove that. Don't disrespect Swifties. They can hear us here in the walls right now. I've seen Taylor Swift fans lash out at, like, the smallest thing ever. Just to say, like, the most racist, abysmal thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's some of those fans are actually disgusting, bro.
Cutesy and following a script on screen, but if we have to do it all the time off screen too, like, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm gonna catch feelings. Like, even as someone who was grounded in reality and wants
to. They called Zubair Baboon. I didn't even know they did that, you know.
An actor, mind you, like, I don't know if I would be able to do all this. Swift. If I were one of those actresses, then I would be like, okay, I know
my little sister enjoys her guy. Chill out, she's a good one. Yeah,
know that all of our
Calm.
interactions are just to gain popularity, but at what cost? Because we as the actresses would be dedicating so much time to each other, like on set and then for all of the interviews and things that we do in the public
Yeah.
eye, and then even in our private life, because we need to keep up this narrative that we're
Hanging out all the time privately and taking photos together, posting it.
actually together, not just when a camera is around. And I'm sure there are some cases where the fans aren't being completely delusional, you know. I think the actors, if they're doing all of this all the time, it's like they have to at least have crushes on each other, some of them. Because acting flirty and romantic all the time, it's like they have to
Mind you, I'm for real LGBT, and maybe these people are straight as a pole. I wouldn't have crushes on you.
at least have crushes on each other, some of them. Because acting flirty and romantic all the time, on and off screen, I mean, I just think I wouldn't be able to help myself but have a tiny little crush.
So, for the love scenes, did you guys feel like you really had to mentally prepare yourselves to be, you know, that intimate on camera?
Honestly, you know, I feel like those scenes were actually kind of the easiest. You know, we're so comfortable with each other. I mean, we even kept going after the director said cut.
Wow, okay.
Yes, that is true. You know, actually, the director had to scream "cut" several times with the bullhorn, and we just kept making love until there was a small earthquake and a vase hit me on my head.
Oh.
So, yeah. We were both just so into the scene of, you know, kissing each other passionately with tongue and such that we just, you know, it was like the whole world disappeared and we weren't even on set anymore. It was just the two of us.
Wow, that's great and suspicious to hear. So the fans are dying to know. I have to ask, you know, what is your guys' relationship status? Are you together? Are you girlfriends? What's going on?
We are very close.
Oh.
Very close.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Okay.
thank you guys so much for being
That's a
here today.
treat, more
And
than-
everyone, make sure to tune into My Neighbor, My Lover every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Cut. All right. Pleasure to meet you two. I desperately need to piss, so I gotta go. But you guys have great chemistry. Seriously.
Thank you so much. You know,
Right.
Oh. Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. It's just my boyfriend. He had to cancel date night tonight because he punched the drywall again and his arm is stuck. Whatever.
You have a boyfriend?
Yeah. Why?
These are my top writing tips.
Well, why they give me an ad at the same time they're about to give you guys an ad?
No reason. No reason at all. It's just, you know, he doesn't feel weird about us, you know, flirting all the time off camera and acting like girlfriends 24/7 in public and even sometimes in private. You know, like in that live stream 2 days ago when you got us matching couple rings and bought me flowers and said that I would be the perfect wife.
Buy me premium then.
Or, you know, even like at that fan meeting where a fan proposed to me and then you stepped in between us and you yelled, "She's mine," and then you started barking.
Oh.
That's just fan service.
Uh,
You know, we gotta convince the people that we might be together. It's our job. Yeah. Right.
oh, uh-oh.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Of course. You didn't think I was serious, did you?
Oh, no.
What? Ew! No, what? Us? Together, romantically, married, with kids? What? That's disgusting.
whatever,
I've never
man.
thought about that in my life. Yeah. No, never. Never! Wow, yeah. No. Oh, never.
She's not selling it.
Yeah,
She's
no,
not
that is
selling it.
completely off the table, right? It's like, we're actresses, right? It's showbiz, baby.
Even two
That's
ads in
part
a
of
row. It was one 30-second ad, right?
the gig.
Right? It was one 30-second ad, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about the ad in the
It's just
YouTube
to promote the show. You're sure that you're aware of that, right? Of course, girl.
Okay, cool.
No, that's what. I would never ever think that you were interested in me. Ew. Right? You know, it's not like we've been flirting incessantly for months or treating each other like we're dating nonstop. And
Well, we have.
we have. We really have.
She feels led
So
on.
that is all I
That's
have
dark,
for you guys
that's
today.
dark.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found today's video interesting.
No, 'cause you got the
And
YouTuber.
remember, fan service is not necessarily bad.
Yes, it
Just
is.
consume it responsibly.
No, fan service is bad. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Stop making excuses for them, Emily. Don't make excuses for them. Don't make excuses for them.
Baby, just check this out. All black, she got style. Got a bad bitch in my section and she rolling up that loud. Got tunnels on the couch. Keep running your mouth.